when I was really young, ever since I was a little kid, ever since I can remember, there's a big gap of my childhood I have almost no memory of, but I do remember a couple of things, and they were terrifying. And
Okay.
so as far as I remember, I always had sleep paralysis, and for those, most people probably know what that is, but for the few
Yeah.
who don't, it's there's kind of like our Christian, spiritual kind of explanation of it. Then there's the medical side. On the
Yep.
medical side, what's happening is there's three different chemicals that go off in your brain when you go to sleep. I forget like what they all do, but one of them like makes you go unconscious, and then one of them actually paralyzes your body. Well, what happens in the brain sometimes is it does that, they don't go off in the right order, and you'll get paralyzed before you go unconscious. Oh, and then the other one like makes you dream or whatever, or
Yep.
contributes to that. And then so the medical side says that the unconscious one doesn't go off, and the paralyzing one does, and then the dream one does. So on the medical side, they'll say that basically you either just slip into the state, or you'll kind of wake up into the state, but you're in this paralyzed state, you can't move, and then you hallucinate and you see stuff, and basically you're dreaming while you're awake.
Right.
And I
And
disagree
that's
with
not
some.
always, yeah, that's not what's going on all the time. Right.
Exactly, because why is it always nightmares? It's never
I
good.
know. I
Anybody who's
know.
ever had sleep paralysis has never had a pleasant experience with it. I
No, for
normally,
sure.
when I dream, I haven't had sleep paralysis in years, and I can talk about that later too as we continue on through
Yeah.
this. But
By all means.
I usually when I dream, they're really goofy, silly, just weird dreams. They're not really scary. But I have never had one single, even like remotely pleasant sleep paralysis episode. It's always been horrific and even abusive. So when I was a kid, the term sleep paralysis wasn't even around. So I would try to tell my mom about it. My mom would say, "Well, you're just having bad dreams and all that." Come to find out, years and years and years later, when I was an adult, my mom actually admitted she was having it too. She didn't want to tell me when I was a kid because she didn't want to scare me, and she didn't
Oh,
have any
wow.
answers for it. She didn't know what it
Yep.
was. I understand. I wish she would have just told me that when I was a kid, but I understand why she didn't.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, at that time, I would have sleep paralysis, and they were always really scary. And so, being a little kid, I didn't know how to deal with that. My mom was telling me it was just bad dreams, but then there were other things too. So when I was really really little, I don't remember specific sleep paralysis episodes. I just remember generally kind of what they were. I remember them more after we moved and when I was about 12 years old.